Laia and the Secret of the Snow Star Cave. The Pyrenees Mountains were like giant stone castles standing proudly on the borders of Andorra. For 7-year-old Laia, these mountains were not just enormous piles of rock. They were huge libraries filled with secrets waiting patiently to be discovered. Every day after school, she loved walking on the narrow paths just above her village, feeling the crunch of pebbles under her boots and breathing the fresh, cool mountain air. Climbing a little higher each time made her feel braver, as if the mountains were cheering her on. One afternoon, while following a steep goat path she had never explored before, she noticed something strange. At the edge of the path, half covered in soft green moss, stood an old, thick wooden board. It looked as if it had been waiting there for years. Her grandmother once told her that these wooden boards could be secret markers left long ago by shepherds who knew the mountains better than anyone else. The carvings on the board were unusual. They weren't arrows, letters, or names. Instead, there were 3 mysterious symbols: a triangle inside a circle, a wavy line like a tiny river drawn by a child, and beneath it, a small 5-petaled star. Laia knelt down, brushed away the moss gently, and whispered, "This is a puzzle, but what is it trying to tell me?" She ran home as fast as her legs could carry her and searched for her grandfather's old, leather-bound notebook. Her grandfather had known every corner of these mountains, and his notebook was filled with his discoveries. The yellowed pages were packed with tiny drawings, strange rocks, rare flowers, hidden springs, and yes, several mysterious symbols just like the ones on the board. Finally, she spotted a familiar symbol. In her grandfather's notes, the triangle inside the circle meant the moment when the sun touches the highest peak. The wavy line she read represented a secret water passage that flowed under the rocks. But the small star beneath them, what could it be? Laia gently traced the star with her finger, thinking hard. Suddenly, she remembered. In the local language, the little 5-petaled star was the symbol for Estelle de Neu, also known as the Edelweiss, a rare and precious mountain flower that looks soft and snowy even in summer. The board wasn't random at all. It was telling her that a special flower was growing in a secret cave. Without wasting a second, she ran back to the mountain. Now she knew she needed to wait for the exact moment when the sun touched the peak. That meant sunset. She climbed up a high rocky ledge, checked her compass, and watched as the sun slowly sank behind the jagged mountains, painting the sky orange and pink. Then, something magical happened. As the sun lowered, the shadow of the peak stretched across the land and curved strangely across the steep slope below. It was as if the light was pointing to something hidden. It was the hidden cave. Laia stepped inside cautiously. The cave was cool and damp, and tiny droplets of water slid down the walls. But the inside sparkled beautifully, because the minerals in the rocks reflected the light like tiny crystals. She followed the soft, dripping sounds until she reached the center, where a small pool of clear water rested quietly. And there, glowing softly beside the water, were hundreds of Edelweiss flowers, little snow stars with velvety white petals. They grew secretly here, safe from wind and snow, shining gently like a silent treasure. Even in the middle of winter, they stayed bright and alive. Laia felt her heart flutter. She had discovered a little paradise, a secret only she and the mountains now shared.
Laia, Laia, dansa dins del cel blau. El teu cor valent ja sap què vol trobar ara. Laia, Laia, dansa dins del cel blau. El teu cor valent ja sap què vol trobar ara. Laia, Laia, corre pels camins, entre muntanyes i petits jardins. El vent li canta secrets antics i el cor li diu que tot és màgic. Laia, Laia, brilla com l'estel de neu. Baixa i puja, segueix el teu camineu. Laia, Laia, dansa dins del cel blau. Els Pirineus et criden, vine que ja que ets prou valent. Laia, Laia, mira què has trobat. Un símbol vell en un tauló amagat. La llum del sol et mostra el camí i la muntanya diu vine amb mi. Laia, Laia, brilla com l'estel de neu. Baixa i puja, segueix el teu camineu. Laia, Laia, dansa dins del cel blau. Els Pirineus et criden, vine que ja que ets prou valent. Laia, Laia, estel del meu país, Andorra canta amb tu, mai deixis el teu somriure encès. Laia, Laia, brilla com l'estel de neu. Baixa i puja, segueix el teu camineu. Laia, Laia, dansa dins del cel blau. Els Pirineus et criden, vine que ja ets prou valent. Laia, Laia, brilla com l'estel de neu. Baixa i puja, segueix el teu